Family, Spencer-Mack here. This is part 2, an update to the calcium in the carnivore video. My search for the ideal source of calcium on this diet. And for the human, at least this human. This is an individual world. I proposed this question in my last video and got a whole spectrum of potential sources of calcium, thanks to you guys. I dove into all of them individually, researched them, and came to the conclusion of what I find works best for me, given current circumstances. One thing that got recommended most often was dairy, but dairy, for me, just how it makes me feel, is not ideal. And there are a lot of individuals who are allergic to dairy, so it's just not an overarching solution to this diet. If it works for you, more power to you. A supplement called Algae Cow, which is a algae sourced calcium. I believe it's actually a coral or a hardened seaweed that's ground up and powdered. It's also been shown to be highly bioavailable, a good source of calcium. Still not as ideal as what I saw bone meal to be. Now, bone meal is basically just powdered bones. And there is an option at the local butchery here. They have something they call meat and bone meal, which is basically the sawdust of the processing of the animals. But it's a composition of every animal that they bring in there to cut. It's even USDA certified and inspected. I got some, but I'm just not super drawn to it. Part of me is, because there's bone marrow, collagen, protein, full spectrum kind of thing in there. Makes a really good dog food, so I gave it to those guys. But I'm still a little too iffy for me. I'm not really into the pig right now, and I know they process pigs there as well. So that being said, finding a source of bone meal is a little difficult, because after that big scare of mad cow disease a few decades ago, when bone meal was once popular actually as a supplement, that changed things. So now there are only 2 viable sources that I can find of certified food grade bone meal. Although I have seen that Now Supplements sells a product that is bone meal. I do not know what their source is. I sent them an email, haven't heard back. I contacted both the companies that do sell it, and they're in New Zealand and Australia, both countries that have never had a case of mad cow disease. Another thing to look out for with the bone meal is heavy metal content, because if there's heavy metals in the environment, they will tend to collect in the bones of the animal. So the supplement I ended up with, because I'm working on sourcing more bulk, better price from one of these 2 companies in either New Zealand or Australia, I can only find one company that is sourcing it, and these guys get it from the same guys down in New Zealand. Only I must say it's a bit of an exorbitant price increase, but you can find this on Amazon, and these are tested for heavy metals. It's just straight bones that were boiled to clean off the excess meat, dehydrated and powdered, and tested for heavy metals. So the company is Traditional Foods Market, free range, pasture fed, whole bone calcium. And I've been using about a teaspoon of this per pound of beef, and that gets me to the ratio that I want with calcium and phosphorus, which is anywhere between a 1:1 and 2:1 calcium to phosphorus ratio. I eat a lot of egg yolks too, and those are high in phosphorus, so I include that in when I'm calculating the balance. And this is just the most ideal of what I'm able to find right now. I try and source larger amounts should I actually reach the company, and then it would be a really negligible price. I think that comes to probably be about $30 a month at the rate that I'm using it. And being on a diet that was pretty much completely free of any kind of supplement that had to come in from anywhere other than what I go buy up the street, I really enjoyed that. So I'm definitely open and looking to find a way to make it myself, perhaps. I've seen individuals baking and then grinding bone to make bone meal. These are things I'm interested in and curious to pursue. But this is my current conclusion for calcium in a never-ending quest for the best. Always open to ideas, insights, inspirations that this video may have triggered for you guys. The conversation in the comments is always intriguing. I really appreciate the minds and all the information you guys share. If you're not subscribed, please do. Always got more good content like this coming. More ideas on videos to share. I'm always all ears. And until next time, love and aloha. Peace.